Let's make our way over to the wall. We'll begin with an anterior delt stretch and an outer calf stretch, starting with your dominant arm in a high V, twisting away from the wall. Inner edge of wrist and thumb are on the wall, micro bend in the elbow. Step the leg closest to the wall back into a lunge for a calf stretch. Internally rotate that leg from the top of the hip socket so the toes point towards the center line of the body, pigeon-toed. Keep a nice bend in the knee and make sure you're breathing here. Using that breath, inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. One more here, inhale and exhale. Turning to face the wall, lowering that arm down, stepping that same leg that was just back, internally rotating it, driving the pelvis forward, keeping the chin up, holding it here. Breathing here, inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Keep driving the pelvis forward on the exhale without locking out that back leg's knee. Keep your focus up, chin lifted. Go ahead and plug the shoulders down the back, pull the shoulder blades together. Widen your collarbone, low belly is in, nice and firm. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Grabbing either your foam roller or a trigger ball. We'll begin by rolling out the calf. That same leg we were just stretching, the leg that was back. Begin rolling from a seated position. Try to not round your butt under as you're rolling. Tip your pelvis back. Create a little extension in your low back. If holding yourself up hurts your wrists or is too much on your body for today, you can lie down on your back and move the ball around from a supine position. Let's breathe together as you get into those not circular motions, or you can just lean in, dig in. So we inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Keep your abs braced. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Stay with it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Two more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Come back up to your seated position if you're lying down. If you're seated, one more breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, digging in, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Coming back to stand and moving back to the wall, taking your non-dominant, not as tight arm into a V, twisting away from it, stepping the same leg the leg that's closest to the wall back into a lunge, driving the pelvis forward. Widen that collarbone, pull the belly in, breathe into the side body, actively lift up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee, fogging a mirror every time you exhale, twisting deeper into the pose. Breathing here. 30 more seconds in this position. Don't lock out the elbow. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, chin up. Gaze higher than eye level. Keep relaxing the front body, the front ribs, breastbone, and sternum in towards the back body. Imagine hands on the shoulder blades. Puff the shoulder blades back. Plug the shoulders down. Keep your gaze up. Don't let it drop. Let's keep that chin lifted so the back of the neck is safe. Turn to face your wall slowly, bringing the hands chest height, stepping the leg that was just back again. Internally rotating it in the hip socket. Drive the pelvis forward. Continue to get into the outer calves here. Every inhale, your pelvis grounds down towards the floor. Every exhale, your inner thighs pull back a little bit. Your low belly is in, chin is lifted, gaze is soft. Keep breathing here. Each exhale is a chance to drive the heel down a little bit more. You've got a nice right angle with your front leg. Low belly is firm. Hang in there. Keep breathing. Let's make our way to the floor and begin our trigger ball work, or foam roller if you don't have a trigger ball. The trigger ball can be the trigger ball can be a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. So rolling into that fascia from a seated position or a supine position if that's preferable. We just have another minute here for you to do circular motions, lean side to side, forward and back. Find those tender spots. Probably the outer calf is going to have more of them, right up around the knee, or if you're wearing really flat shoes or walking barefoot a lot, perhaps around the ankle, a little lower could be tender. Keep breathing into that. As you're working, stay aware of your abs being engaged and don't let your shoulders round forward. So pull the shoulder blades together actively. 3 more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab our foam roller, bringing it to the top of our shoulder blades, taking our hands behind our head. We'll support our head with our hands, opening the elbows out to the side, feet are hip distance apart, tailbone stays on the floor. So look at me, don't pick your pelvis up, keep it down. Make sure you're supporting your head, plug your shoulders down, actively press the upper back into the roller. Start right at the top of the shoulder blades and move into this great upper back extension. Our goal here is to stretch the upper fibers of your abdominals. These are overactive and they're short, and because they're short, they pull you into that sway back kyphotic position with your upper body. So the more we open those up and strengthen the upper back, the better your posture will look. You'll increase that range of motion, improve your functional movement, and prevent injury. If at any time, stay here, but if at any time you need to come out of this, brace your abs by pulling them in and lifting up on your pelvic floor. I'd like everybody to move to the middle of the shoulder blades if that is possible, and stay and breathe into that. I'll show you your variation if you've had enough of our upper fiber abdominal opener. So, and that would be cat and cow. Inhaling as I arch, exhaling as I round. I'll do a couple just so you can watch if you need to come out of this deep abdominal opener. So I inhale to arch in my cow pose, exhale to round in my cat pose. So I'm going to come back into that extension with you, placing the roller back in the middle of my shoulder blades where you have it at this point in time. So make sure you're breathing here. It's really important that you send oxygen to your muscles as we do these deep stretches. Take your time, listen to your body. Always keep those abs firm. We'll now take it all the way to the base of the shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades, still holding on to the head with the hands, plugging the shoulders down, now pressing the shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades heavy into that roller. The top of your head may be on the floor, may not, depending on how tight those abs are. Be where you are, but breathe into your rib cage. Pull the abs in, breathe into the front ribs, the side ribs, even into the back where you're pressing into the roller. Try and keep those shoulders from elevating, plug them down. Soften the sternum, breastbone, and front ribs towards the back ribs. Press the back ribs into the roller. Keep your belly in. Hear your exhales. They need to be audible. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Brace your abs. Inhale, coming up, making your way onto all fours. Couple of cat and cows together. Inhale, we arch, 2, 3. Exhale, we round, 2, 3, 4 counts. Inhale, we arch, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, we round, 2, 3, 4. 5 counts. Inhale, we arch, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, we round, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, we're going to come to lie on our stomach, bringing our dominant arm into a cactus and our non-dominant right by the chest. I'm going to rise up on my knees. You can stay lying down just so you see what the arms look like. My head turns in the direction of my hand by my chest, and then I'm going to begin to spiral around the leg on the same side of the body as the hand that's by the chest, up and around. Now, if the foot doesn't touch the ground, the bottom knee can bend in what looks like kind of a fetal position. The goal is to spiral those knees around away from the hand by the chest. So you're creating this nice extension in the low back. Breathe into that. If you need a bolster, block, pillow, or something under the foot, you can always take that. Keep your abs engaged here. Let's breathe laterally. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Staying here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. So as you're here, make sure you're not pushing the belly out. No belly breathing. TVA breathing. Belly's in. Lateral breathing. In each exhale, you actively lift up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee. You sustain that internal lift of the pelvic floor for the duration of your exhale. This contracts the deepest layer of your core, and that helps to keep you safe. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, slowly moving out of the twist, setting up on the second side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, begin to spiral with the abs braced. Breathing into that nice, gentle, wonderful opener for our pec minor and our release for our hip flexors. While you're here, be conscious of your breathing. Inhale. Belly's in. You lift up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee and you fog a mirror with your exhale. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Lengthening it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly coming out of that, we'll take our foam roller and our small anti-burst ball. Coming to lie supine, tailbone at the bottom, head at the top on our roller with the ball between our inner thighs, bringing our arms into cactus. Gravity will do the work here. Deepening into this stretch we just did in our twisting position. Holding it here. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So while we're here, check your pelvic position with one hand. Make sure there's some space between the low back and the roller. Plug your shoulders down your back. Try to wrap the shoulder blades around the roller. Soften the sternum and the breastbone inward towards the roller. Lift your chin. And if it feels nice, you can take some presses, making this active. Inhale the arms up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bending at the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, press. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bend. 2, 3, 4. 1 minute remaining. Either statically hold and just breathe, allowing gravity to do the work, or keep going with those presses. Whatever you're doing, make sure your pelvis is neutral, your low belly is firm, you're breathing laterally into the side body, you're actively shrugging the shoulders down, your inner thighs are squeezing in on the ball and pulling down towards the floor to stabilize you. Tip your pelvis down, find that neutral position, somewhere between arching and rounding the low back, with the belly actively pulled in. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's slowly take our mat over to the wall after we come off the roller, setting it to the side. We're going to bring the legs up the wall. With the legs up the wall, we can play around with flexing the feet and pointing the feet. Just make sure you do not lock the knees out. Keep the knees soft. And then take one hand under your low back and keep it under there just to remind yourself that you need some space between the low back and the floor. We'll be here for quite a while. If at any point in time this becomes too much, I want to show you your options. So stay on the wall unless you need to come out of this, but please stay on the wall for now. I'm just going to show you your options. First option, single leg hamstring stretch from a supine position. Anti-burst ball under the back of the head, black Theraband, arch of the foot in the band, other leg extended, neutral pelvis, hold it and stretch. Try to not lock the knee out and try to not round the pelvis. Keep it neutral. You do both sides if this is the variation you want to switch to. Another option is our cat and cow that we have visited a couple of times now, just working on spinal articulation. Okay, I'm going to come back to the wall to join you. With legs up the wall, it's very restorative, but it also is a great way to open up the back chain where you're tight in those hamstrings. So staying here, should be breathing into this, allowing the body to relax into the pose. So firm the belly, and let's breathe into that rib cage. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. 30 more seconds here. Let's do a 5 count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, slowly coming off the wall. We're going to grab our gray loop band, bring it above our elbows, make our way onto all fours. Find cow pose, arching the low back and upper back, pushing down into the hands and pulling out on that band like we're trying to split it in half. Walk your hands each a foot forward. Tuck your toes under, brace your abs, and send your pelvis up into the air. Inhale, push the forehead into the band. Exhale, pedal the heels. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, tip the pelvis up as you push the forehead into the band. Exhale, pedal the heels. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, pelvis up. Forehead pushes into the band to engage the neck flexors, and we pedal. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Don't lock the knees as you pedal. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, push the forehead in. Work those neck flexors that are weak. Exhale, pedal. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab our black Theraband and our small anti-burst ball, coming to lie supine. You're going to bring your dominant or tighter leg up into the air, and you're going to wrap the center of the band around the arch of the foot. Internally rotate that leg in the hip socket. Start to take it to the opposite shoulder, trying to guide the hip down towards the floor at the same time so it doesn't hike up. Don't lock out in the knee. Breathing here. We'll be here for 1.5 minutes, and then we'll move into some rolling for our remaining 2 minutes. Now, if you have any neck issues, you can stay in this supine position for the entire 3.5 minutes. And if you do choose to do that, make sure you make it active after 1.5 minutes by bending the knee and straightening it, or flexing and pointing the foot. Just don't lock the knee out. Keep guiding the pelvis down, pulling the abs in, neutralizing the pelvis. Just another 30 seconds here. Nice breathing. Here we go. Let's breathe together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you have neck issues, stay here. Play around with bending the knee and straightening it, or flexing and pointing the foot, still working the IT band from a supine position. If you have no neck issues, you can come up, we'll roll that IT band out, take the top hand behind the head or to the hip, walking forward and back, twisting forward and back, circular motions, digging into that fascia, getting in there, creating some space to improve that mobility. As you're working, be conscious of your breathing, be conscious of engaging the abs. Watch out for rounding in the front of the shoulders. Pull the shoulder blades together, plug the shoulders down the back. Use your breath. Less than a minute remaining, chin is up. Even in this sideline position, if you're rolling, chin is up. Eyes are always focused a little higher than eye level. This helps keep the back of the neck safe. Have you checked out with your abs? Is your belly actively pulled in towards the spine like you're putting on a tight pair of jeans? 30 seconds remaining. Let's breathe together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back to our supine position with our black Theraband. If you're already here, then you're just switching sides, setting up on that non-dominant, not as tight side. Beginning by stretching the other leg out long, tipping the pelvis down towards the bottom of the mat, creating the mouse hole between the low back and the floor, firming the belly, trying to not lock out the knee of the lifted leg, internally rotating that lifted leg, dorsiflexing the foot. Hold it here, breathing, stretching in this nice supine position. Be here for another minute. And again, if holding a stretch statically for over a minute bothers your joints, play around with bending and straightening the knee, trying to not lock the knee out when you straighten it, flexing and pointing the toes. Keep it active. Sometimes the distraction of keeping something a little active allows you to not sit into the joints. The most important thing, though, is that your abs are engaged and you're actively breathing. Inhaling laterally, exhaling out the mouth. Sounds like Darth Vader. Or like you're fogging a mirror. They call it ocean breath in yoga. Here, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Option to stay here. Play around with bending and straightening the knee, flexing and pointing the foot. Keep guiding it towards the opposing shoulder, IT band stretch. Or you can begin rolling out that side on your foam roller, supporting the head with the top hand or putting it on the hip, twisting forward and back, circular motions, walking forward and back. The leg that's down, the bottom leg, you can bend and straighten at the knee. That intensifies the stretch as the knee bends. And as you straighten it, you'll feel more pressure and it can really allow you to dig into knots. Another thing to play around with. We have less than a minute remaining, so be where you are. Honor your body, use your breath. The breathing is the most important part. If you're not breathing, you're not allowing oxygen to help you open up these posturally tight areas. So don't hold that breath. Make your priority today that your abs stay engaged and that you actively breathe laterally. That's going to keep you safe. 30 seconds remaining. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll grab a bolster now. We'll come to a kneeling position like we were going to propose with our dominant or tighter leg in front. We'll bring that foot towards the groin, bolster under the butt cheek. Top of the back leg is down. We'll walk our hands by the side of our hips, sitting up tall here, squaring the pelvis, to the front of the mat, pulling the low belly in, plugging the shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. We'll walk the hands forward in our pigeon pose. So while we're here in pigeon, it's really important that you don't disengage with your core, that you keep it actively pulled in. And as you're working here, play around with the breath, maybe extending the pelvis a little on your inhales and neutralizing it on your exhales, or maybe the reverse. Maybe you arch on your exhale, neutral pelvis on your inhale. Little just articulation like you were doing just the pelvic movement in your cat and cow. Keep bracing your abs as you're doing this to keep your low back safe. Nice deep breaths. 30 more seconds here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly making your way out of that, grabbing your trigger ball or your foam roller. If you only have a foam roller, you'll sit on it, cross the leg that was just in front over the other leg in your figure 4. The leg that's on top is the hip you're digging into. The hands can come behind you. If you have a trigger ball, you can lie supine. This is a tennis or lacrosse ball. Place it under the flesh of the butt cheek, leaning in. You still have that foot crossed over in the figure 4 position. You can elevate the pelvis a little, bracing the abs, trying not to round it under, and then tip it to the side. Circular motions in that outer hip, the flesh of that outer hip, really digging in, loosening up that fascia. Breathe into that. As you're opening up this posturally tight area, make sure you're not pushing the belly out. Pull it in actively. Plug your shoulders down. This can be super tender, so sometimes the foam roller is less aggressive than the trigger ball for this one. Since I have lordosis, this is not as intense for me, so the trigger ball feels great because I can pinpoint those spots and really just release muscles. But when this is a posturally tight area, the foam roller, which I'll come back to and show you, may be a better version. If you have neck issues, just make sure you lift your chin and you keep your gaze up higher than eye level. The moment you let your chin drop or you start to work the back of the neck too much, that's when you're going to aggravate it. So keep the front of the neck active. That's where you need to work. Let's breathe. 20 more seconds here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, making our way back into our kneeling position with our non-dominant, not as tight leg forward, our bolster or block pillow to put under the butt cheek as we bring the foot in towards the groin, hands by the hips, sitting up nice and tall, low belly firm, top of the foot of your back leg is down, shin is down, low belly in, and we walk the hands out, coming into that fold. Remember, you can play around with just your pelvic articulation on the breath like you were doing cow pose. I don't want you to round like cat in this position, but you can go from arching to a neutral position. So it's extension, like sticking your butt back and then neutralizing it. And that all comes from just tipping the pelvis down. So think about the bony protrusions on the front of your hips being pulled together towards the groin, and they're pulling towards the floor. That'll help you move into extension. And then think about trying to roll a marble from your groin to your belly button as you tip it back. Maybe a marble rolls from the belly button to the groin as you tip it forward, and vice versa as you tip it back. Another 30 seconds here. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up, moving either to our supine position with the trigger ball or seated. Remember, the leg that was just in front crosses over, point the toes, lean into the hip that you're rolling out, hands behind you if you're on the roller. If you're on the floor, head is down. You're tipping the pelvis to the side, digging in. You can elevate the pelvis just a little, make sure you don't round it under. Firm the low belly in towards the spine. Brace those abdominals. Keep breathing here. Nice deep inhales and long exhales. Less than a minute remaining. Firm that belly. Don't check out. How tight can you keep the belly in? And on each exhale, can you internally lift up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee and do your best to sustain it for the duration of the exhale? Lateral breathing. This is what's going to build up the deepest layer of your core. 30 more seconds here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab a trigger ball, could be a lacrosse or tennis ball or a foam roller, making your way over to the wall, starting with your dominant or tighter arm, getting into the divot, the fascia around the tricep and posterior delt by reaching your arm forward and back, which retracts and protracts your shoulder blade. Plug your shoulders down as you do this. Keep your knees soft, feet hip distance apart, chin up, low belly firm. Roll those shoulders back, proud chest without pushing the rib cage out, so soften the sternum inward. Pull the belly in. Keep your gaze up a little higher than eye level. Now, make sure you're leaning in. Often people say, oh, I don't feel too much here. But if you're actually really leaning into the wall, you should be able to find some spots that need attention, especially if you internally rotate the arm from the top of the shoulder socket or externally rotate it. Move the arm forward and back. If you want more intensity, I'm going to move to the floor and show you the sideline variation. So I would place the ball, same arm, we're going to stay with the same arm for our 3.5 minutes on our dominant side. And I would place a yoga block or a pillow or the anti-burst ball under the side of my head. And because this is pretty intense, when you come into the sideline position, I'd suggest either like a high pillow, a couple of pillows, or a yoga block that's a little more supportive than the anti-burst ball so that your head isn't moving in space. As you move that arm forward and back, internally, externally rotate it. Watch out for rocking your pelvis back or too far forward. Keep the hips stacked. The legs are in a fetal position. Pelvis is neutral, so try to not round it under, putting pressure on the low back. Brace your abs even here. Watch out for the chin falling down as it's typical to want to look and gaze at the ball, but keep your chin up. Keep your gaze higher than eye level, straight ahead. Bracing your abs as you're working here. Now, if you feel like you've gotten all the knots out and you're not feeling any intensity anymore, you can move to the lats. I'm going to sit up and just lift and lower my arm. So you want to look for the fascia behind, under the armpit, and posteriorly, so behind and under the armpit. This is where your lats, the biggest muscles in your back, attach. We're going to place the ball in that pocket, and then we're going to do the same thing we did with the posterior delts. We're going to internally rotate the arm, externally rotate the arm, move it forward and back. Plug your shoulders down as you're working here. Watch out for the chin again. And you can also do this against the wall if it's too intense in the sideline position. So stay on the floor if you're enjoying this variation and it feels like the right intensity for you today. I'll move back up to the wall. And again, you can do both of these variations with a foam roller if you happen to not have a trigger ball of some sort. Keep breathing here, just another 30 seconds. Let's breathe together wherever you are, whether it's the lats or the delts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Last one on the side. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Slowly, let's make our way back up to the wall for our non-dominant, not as tight side. If on your dominant side when we were standing you didn't feel any knots, then I'd advise you to start sideline. But for most people, you can get into that fascia standing by using your body as leverage, leaning in, and it tends to be intense enough. but you know your body. So I want you to make sure you're getting enough release so that we can increase your range of motion, improve mobility, and bring you into optimum perfect posture. As you're breathing here, be conscious of the head in space, whether you're side lying or standing. Don't let that chin drop. It's all about where the eyes are focusing. And then what's happening with your belly. I just see so much belly breathing in classes when people exercise in general, especially when they lift weights. So dangerous for the back. We've got to pull our abs in. Once the abs are in, we now have the chance to support the back by neutralizing the pelvis, finding that neutral pelvis somewhere between arching and rounding the back, and actively lifting up on our lower pelvic floor, contracting the deepest layer of the core, building that strength so that the low back is protected when you're exercising. So keep that in mind even when you're stretching. People tend to check out, just kind of zone out. And I do want you to relax certain muscles that don't need to be working hard, but that doesn't mean checking out with the belly, because that is an area that we need to continue to condition. All right, if you've had enough of the posterior delts, you can move to the lats. If you want to stay with the delts because they need more attention today, stay with the delts. You have another minute and 10 seconds or so. So do what you can to dig in, circular motions, forward and back with the arm, internal rotation from the top of the shoulder socket, external rotation, using your breath. Again, plug the shoulders down, soften the sternum, breastbone, and front ribs towards the back body. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Try to actively breathe laterally. So you want to breathe into your side body and back. That will allow you to not push the belly out, to keep the belly in. And before you exhale that air out that you breathed into the side body, you lift up internally on the muscles that stop your stream of pee. Let's breathe together, 30 more seconds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. You're doing great. Keep going. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Almost there. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Wherever you are, brace your abs. Make your way into cat and cow. Wrist under shoulders, knees under hips, tops of the feet and shins on the floor. Brace your abs, arching into our cow pose. Inhale. Bracing the abs, exhaling into cat. Let's get going at a tempo. Inhale, arch, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, round, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, arch, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, round, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. We arch, 2, 3, 4. And round, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale, arch, 2, 3, 4. Belly firm. Exhale, round, 2, 3, 4. Sitting back on your heels. Keeping the abs tight, chin up, gaze higher than eye level. Roll those shoulders back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job.